Welcome, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Queen Vi's Reality Talk. I'm your host, Queen Vi, alongside my co-host, Mr. Hakim Born Just.
Hey, 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 peace, Queen. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good, good, good. Super excited about tonight's show. We finally finally getting to it.
Yes, 7 year anniversary show. We've been doing this for 7 years.
Yes, that
Yes.
is that is big, big stuff. It's a milestone, um, and I am very, very happy that we've been able to get here. I can't wait to see what happens, and moving forward.
Yeah, so much has changed um, throughout from when we first started. you know, Platforms, social media has changed a lot, what we're allowed to do and not allowed to do. So it's just a lot of, getting stuff going and adjusting and trying new things.
Yep, no doubt. And
Mhm.
that's the important part, doing new stuff. New stuff brings in new eyes, new opportunities, new.
And yeah, first we started on Blog Talk. Um, Now we're able to stream on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And
Yes.
so if you guys aren't following, make sure you follow. On Instagram, it is Queen Vi Reality Talk. On Facebook, it's Queen Vi's Reality Talk. And on YouTube, it's Queen Vi Reality Talk. So,
Yep.
everywhere you want to catch it.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
catch it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
how you get it? Just get the shit. Like Rona in 2020. We don't give a fuck how you get this shit. Just get this shit.
What? So I'm ready. Today we're just gonna be having conversations about, I mean, asking each other's questions, maybe throw in some questions for some guests, and just enjoy ourselves, get some stuff done.
Yeah. Yeah. Just, just the two old head podcasters. We OGs now. We got 7 years in
Right.
these podcast shoots. Um, well, yeah. What you want to start, ladies first? I'm
Okay.
I'm ready for your first joint.
Okay. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the door for what Hakim does not like to do, and every chance I get to do it, I'm going to do it, because he is a man that wears many hats.
Uh oh.
So he so he has a lot going on with his business, and he does so much work, especially behind the scenes with clients in all different type of fields. So I'm going to have him brag about himself because I just want everybody to hear about his business and what he does, what services he offers, and plug that information so you will know how to get in contact with him.
Oh man, no, you didn't. well, I would like to consider myself a jack of all trades. I am a business consultant. I am a media consultant, marketing, branding. I am doing a little bit of entertainment management right now, and of course, podcast production. I am putting together and slowly launching my media company where I'll be producing multiple podcasts and yeah, and a whole lot more. Some things I'm not going to talk about because I don't want to jinx myself, and I got NDAs I got signed with people. But there's some things coming down the pike that I'm super excited about, and I can't wait for them to drop. Um, Yeah, I do a lot of graphic design and marketing, and I'm a content creator. So yeah, I do a little bit of all that. You could hit me up at Hakem Bar at the bornjustproject.com. Hakem Bar, BARR, at bornjustproject.com. If you have any questions or if you need anything done, if I can't help you, I can point you to the right direction of someone who can. Thank you, Queen.
No problem. You hate when I do that, but I love to do it.
Yeah, thanks.
Mm-mm-mm. All right. You ready for another one? Or you have one?
Oh, wait, but that was the first question?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Oh, man. Okay. So we're going to work a bit backwards from relationships to life and then sex. And I have a bonus question.
Okay.
All right. The show, for those who don't know, this show is um, built on the fundamentals of sex life and relationships. So I geared these questions. I kept it in that premise. So here we go. Um, what do you think is the what do you think is the most under discussed issue causes bad relationships in our community?
The most under discussed.
Yeah. What is that
Um,
thing that people just seem to be missing or we're not talking about it enough?
to that childhood trauma, those experiences, those things that we go to that may have shifted or altered our way that we think or interact with people, or you know how we have relationships with people. You know, if that conversation is not had enough, then once you're into it and then you're going through it, then you're trying to figure out why this person is the way they are. You know, you missed that conversation where you talked about how you view certain things and why, or certain things we may have been through, and how each other can help one another, overcome those things. So I think that is cool. Cause you be 2, 3, 4 years in, and now you're seeing certain things because something has triggered something, and had you had certain deep conversations with substance in it, then you would have known those things, and you would have been prepared for not only how to deal with those things, but how to help your mate overcome those things when they are triggered, or what triggers it.
I agree. I absolutely agree. My When I came up with that question, my answer to myself was something very similar. I was thinking along the lines of just mental health overall.
Yes.
Um, because sometimes outside the childhood trauma, we just have some kind of mental issue going on that we didn't get checked out. Moms never got us checked out when we were kids. We're just walking around and carrying this shit on our backs, and we're fucking up our relationships. And I think is at some point we have to focus on trying to fix that.
Right.
Yeah.
I, I, I definitely I definitely agree. Mental health is very important, and that's one of the things that we always constantly talk about on the show is mental health, and how it affects our day to day life. Even sometimes people think when they go through something, they may think it didn't affect them until something happens on later down the line, because people um, are burying things. Me, I'm big on mental health. Any life changing decision that I'm going to make that's going to affect my children, I'm gonna have a conversation with my children, and I will not hesitate to call that therapist and let's go in here and talk. And see how these kids feel about this, because oftentimes too, as adults, we make decisions based on what we want or we feel like we need, and they don't think about the children and the process of it and how it's going to affect them, whether it's a relationship, a breakup, moving, big changes where that child is uprooting their life as well. you or big changes. So,
Yep,
mhm.
I completely agree. All right, what you got for me? I'm ready.
Okay, so let's hit another relationship question. So, as far as relationships, w- what do you feel like is the appropriate? And I know we talked about this before, but some people might not heard your answer on this. The appropriate steps, when getting into a relationship in that getting to know stage. And when you're taking those steps, it's a two-part question. So when you're taking those steps, what is one of those things that should be like a red flag? Because some people always think they could change somebody's mind or something. What will be a red flag, an indicator that would say, okay, it's not gonna work? Like, give it
Hmm.
up.
Well, for me, so basically what you're saying is, what are some of those things that you want to try to change from somebody? I want to make sure I understood the question.
And the first thing is like, what is those steps you should take when you're dating and getting to know somebody, you know, because you're trying to move to that relationship stage, like the long term relationship stage. So we can start with that part of the question first.
Um, I guess I would want to definitely get to understand their way of life, the way they think, how they feel about certain things,
Mm-hmm.
um, and because you want to get to know them, and that's how you build that foundation first, so that way the relationship will last. Because guess what, the tough times is going to come. This whole
Okay.
idea of there won't be any tough times is bullshit. They're going to come. It's part of life. What you do that first 120 to 180 days of a relationship will determine how the rest of it goes.
Okay.
You should be doing
So,
everything in your power to build and make sure that this person becomes your best friend, because you're going to lean on them, you're going to count on them. It's not just eating crab legs and fucking all day.
right. hmm And so the second part of the question was the red flags. What
The
is
re-
often a red flag? I mean, will be that red flag, like, okay, it is no coming back from this. This is not going to change. And because people, often ignore those things, those red flags.
um, Stupidity. If you's a dumb chick, listen, and this is old man hot talking right now. Because you would have asked me this 5 years ago, before, or just three, before the pandemic, I would have said something different. I can stomach. There's things that I can't stand, and there's things that I absolutely hate. I'm talking about hate, right?
hmm
Smoking, I can't stand. Weed, cigarettes, I don't like none of that shit. I can tolerate weed. I don't like it, but I can tolerate it. Cigarettes, I hate that shit. But I can maybe give you a pass if I'm really, really feeling you. But if you are one of these Sukiyana dumb motherfuckers whose brain relies on the internet to thrive and survive, I don't give a fuck how fat your ass is. I don't care how pretty you are, what kind of body you got. You're out of here. I don't want nothing to do with you. Because aside of letting me bust a nut, what good are you to me?
Ooh,
That's
that's the
that's a
one right
red
there.
flag. I can't turn that red flag yellow. I can try. I need you to have your brain straight. You can even be a crazy chick, and I'm willing to work with you because I gotta, you know, I don't know what it is. I got a fucking sign that says, "Hey, he likes crazy." I can even stomach a crazy chick, but one who is willfully ignorant, willfully stupid, no, fuck out of here. Fuck you. No, thank you. No, thank you. So, what about you? What's your what are yours? Oh, I can't wait to.
What? What you mean the red flags?
Yeah,
Um,
what's for both?
you have to somebody that's irresponsible, um, somebody that is not consistent, um, in doing the things they're supposed to do. Um, People that get too comfortable too fast is a red flag for me because me, I feel like sometimes people put in a lot of work, to get somebody, and once they got them, they kind of slow up. But during the dating stage, I mean, you'll see little signs of it. Ooh, you know, somebody that, oh yeah, oh, I got a list. Because you got people that wouldn't know the truth if it jumped up and bit him on the ass. Um, and I mean, the biggest one for me would be somebody that can't commit, like, to anything. Sometimes people think, oh, if he fall in love or she falls in love, or if I do A, B, C, and D, is going to change this person ways. Sometimes you got to look at pattern. And yes, I do know that different people bring out different sides of a person. Yes, I do. Um, but certain things is just who that person is and how that person is. You know, so you have to watch out for that. You gotta study people when you dating them. Like you said, when you dating, it's not just the fun times and going out and stuff like that. See how people deal with stuff, the serious stuff, the problem solving, the communication. You know, so you gotta really study that person because sometimes people just are fun, and if they're gonna be just fun, you have to leave them right there as just fun. You know,
Oh,
so,
and I
but
think
those are a lot of.
that's the part that people gotta remember. A fun dummy is just that. Stop falling in love with fucking fun dummies.
Mhm.
Stop taking fun dummies seriously because y'all vibing and y'all having a good time. I love going to great adventures. I love riding the rides, but I goddamn don't want to live in that motherfucker.
Right. That's what I tell
It's
people.
a
Some
reason.
places it's fun to visit, but not to live.
Yeah, it's a reason why there's an opening and closing time. Shout out to Janet Jackson. She says hi.
Hey, Janet.
Um, Shout out to Gotti the Body. The dumb chicks turn into the crazy ones. Yes, indeed. um, okay, it's my turn again. Do you think relationships are going to get better this year overall? You're going to hear better stories.
No. No. I mean, I don't, because the the toxic, the drama, all that stuff is so glorified on social media. So that's what we're going to continue to hear about and see because it's being thrown in our faces. Um, in order for things to change dating wise, the people that's in the relationship has to change their way of thinking. You know, they have to be able to communicate. They have to be able to know how to problem solve and fix things. They have to be able to understand the importance of privacy and their business being their business. Um, you know, and they have to be willing to put in the work. And you can't be selfish in a relationship. A lot of people are in relationships, not all, but they worry about so much what that person have, materialistic wise, financial wise. They're not thinking about the substance. They're not thinking about the mental, their emotional well-being. They're not thinking about their education, their goals, like building that foundation. Everything is just quick, fast, and a hurry. They want everything to just come and be handed to them and not put in any work. And that's men and women. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like how Kim say, everybody want everything microwavable. They just want it boom.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's one of the biggest issues is because relationships, it take time, it's work, you know, and you have to willing to be able to put in the work. Because you got two people that could be from two different backgrounds, two different life experiences, and they have to come together and make their lives one. You have jobs, careers, you have financial things, you have things that they like to do. You know, you have their own past that they have to deal with. You have children, you have all these things. And you have to be able to combine those things together, especially when you're going for long term or you're going for marriage, you know, and all that is happy wife, happy life. Both people have to be happy. No one person should be getting everything they want and the other person is not. Both people have to be happy. It can't be one sided. You can't be selfish. You can't be for self. You can't be like, oh, I just want this, and you're not willing to give, you know, something that that person want. I'm a firm believer. I'm not asking anything of anyone that I'm not willing to give. So do not ask me to do anything that you're not willing to give. You
Facts.
know?
I completely agree. I don't see this shit getting better. And the main reason for lack of progress of good, healthy black relationships or stupidity. I am no longer justifying. I'm not cutting y'all no slack. 2024, you stupid. I'm calling you out. If you're stupid, you're stupid. I'm not here to hug you and make you feel better about yourself. You want to do better, you do better. You want to feel better, you
Mhm.
do better. Stop being goddamn stupid. If you are literally in February, a week before Valentine's Day, talking to 4 and 5 people, trying to figure out who's who, what's what, and how, keep up the great fucking work, playing around, being mixy out here in these fucking streets. Good luck. Good luck.
Yep. Hmm.
Um, Janet Jackson says too many men on social media bashing women. Yeah, yeah, it's happening.
That's the world we live in now, where it's always um everybody else the problem except for that person. Um, and that's one of the things we got to stop. We don't always supposed to be at odds with one another. Whatever experience you had with one person was your experience with that person. You can't take it out on,
Mhm.
you know, everybody else. Now, some people need to go get some counseling. They need to go have a conversation. They also need to do some self-reflection to also see how did they contribute to whatever issues was in that past relationship, and stop putting it on and just putting everybody in that one category as if, okay, all men this, all women this. You know, that's a problem. And to have that way of thinking, the person who's thinking like that is the problem.
Yep.
You know?
And that's and most importantly, Women, if y'all tired, if y'all so tired, because it's the part that pisses me off with y'all. I hear women all the time. I'm sick and tired of seeing dudes bashing women. I have two questions. One, who's the guy, or is either who's the guy or where did you see this? Oh, he's on my page as one of my friends. Second question, is he still your friend?
Right.
Why are you as a woman still associating fucking with having fun with Kiki and still watching a dude who every day gets up in the morning with nothing else better to do but post ridiculous nonsense from the manosphere about black women? I don't. If I don't remove them, I restrict them so none of their shit comes through my timeline anymore. If you are posting guns, you're gone. I don't give a fuck. You posting weed, you're gone. I don't give a fuck. You bashing women, 90% of the time you're gone, but I know most of these goofy niggas and they butt hurt. That's an emotional reaction.
Mm-hmm.
So I give him a little bit of grace because he just lost his girl, so he mad at the world. But I don't ever want to see it again, so I'm just going to turn you off. I'll stick my head in for a couple 6 months later and see if you got better. But for the time being, I won't know you fucking here. But as a black woman, why the hell?
Yeah.
Because you're part of the problem. You're not calling these dudes out. You're not. You're giving them too much shine. It's either one or the other. You either calling them out or you're giving them too much attention. Because that's why they posted it in the first time they want some attention. Right? That's what these little incels are about. Incels are dudes who can't get no coochie, who can't date women. So they just bitch and moan all day. And whew, boy, she set me off. Goddamn.
Yeah. But and the thing is, yeah, if I see it's different levels to it. Somebody can post something and you can reply to it, but after a while, I can't entertain it because I'm not going to spend the majority of my day going back and forth on social media with anybody because they got the time on their hand that I do not have. Sometimes
Right.
you know, if you make a blanket statement, because first of all, you put the statement up there because you want everybody to see it, because you want people to reply, respond, react, however. But if you do that and you post something and I say what I have to say with it, and you're too close minded to see my point of view, and no matter what I say, you're going to feel the way you feel and you're going to try to down what I say, then the conversation is over because in the conversation I have with people, I need it to be two intelligent people, two people with common sense. And therefore, I know I have it. If you're lacking it, I can't have a conversation with you. You know, I used to work, um, I used to work in daycare, elementary school. And if they can have a conversation and understand what you're saying, but this person can't, I don't have the time for it. I'm not getting paid for it, nor do I have the patience for it. And so, no, not I.
Yeah. I worked at a preschool too, and even a goddamn kid knows. Like it's why that and that you hit the nail on the head. These dudes ain't got shit going on, shit to do, and they're posting on social media, bitching and complaining. I got businesses to run. What the fuck I look like as an entrepreneur and a business owner going back and forth, having a goddamn adult discussion with a mental fucking child. I don't got time for that shit. I'm an
Right.
adult. It's stupid. Like you don't talk to the turd when it's floating after you drop a deuce. No, you flush that motherfucker, wipe your ass, wash your hands, keep going. Some of y'all really need to pull your heads out of your own asses. Tell them, listen, you're an asshole. I'm blocking you. Bye. Call them out, keep it pushing, move on to something more productive. I wish the fuck I would. I would give somebody $100 right now if they can show me anytime they ever saw me on social media going back and forth with somebody. Good luck, because it ain't never happened. Because I don't do stupid shit like that. I'm an adult. This ain't love and goddamn hip hop.
Yeah.
Because half of this shit on social media ain't real no way. And I think that's the issue. A lot of us can't determine what's real and what's fake anymore. We think this internet shit is real, and it's not. Half of these dudes posting that shit don't even believe that shit. Because if you slid in his DMs and gave your number, he'd be calling you, begging for some pussy. Or begging to see you. Sending you flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Sheesh, man. I feel for y'all. And I say y'all, I mean black women. Because, it's one thing for the brothers to have some shit going on with them. And it's another thing for y'all open up the door, roll out the red carpet, and invite the bullshit in. Come on, sit down, have a cup of tea. Anyway, is it my turn? I didn't.
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
It's that damn Janet that started this shit. I be all worked up. These goofy ass niggas bashing women. I don't know what it is about that, but it pisses me off. And I don't know who I'm more mad at these days: the men who do it, or the women who sit back and watch the shit and still keep talking to these goofy ass niggas. Yeah. But anyway, oh no, I think it's your turn because I asked you about the our relationship's going to get better this year.
Oh yes, so we did relationships. Oh, so we are life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, oh life. That's so much. So many different ways. We can go with. Okay, life. If you had to give somebody the advice on just life in general, and you can pick whatever you want to do, whether you want to do, business or day-to-day life or whatever. If you had to give somebody advice that they can carry with them for the rest of their life and live by, if they choose to, what would it be?
Repeat that again. I want to make sure I understood that.
Advice. What advice you would give somebody on life that they can take with them, like they can carry with them, something that can help them. And it could be from any category.
Give that would benefit.
Yes, just on life, based on your life experience. If you have to give somebody advice on something that can help them, that they can turn to.
Okay. It would be stay focused on your goals, learn your craft, pay attention and listen and learn, educate yourself, be informative, no matter what it is, whether it's nursing, podcasting, whatever it is, learn as much about that business and how it affects you and what participation you're going to have in that business to make sure you're doing it right. Because there's a lot of half-ass assery going on. Anybody can jump into anything, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
But doing things well, that should be the goal. Doing it right. Because you want it to be beneficial. You want to be successful. So that's the most important part. That's the best advice I can give. That is something I practice. Sometimes I fall short. I try my best, but I got some things going on with me that keep me from producing. My output is a little down lately, but I'm gonna get it back. But I still hold on to those rules of business, rules of content creating, that is the rules of anything you're trying to do. Focus, learn, push, and execute.
Right.
Emphasis
Okay.
on the learn, because some of y'all doing shit and watch the YouTube video and think you know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
that's
about to
good
start
advice.
I had somebody tell me they're gonna start a lash company. Well, when did you took some classes? Something? No, I watched it on YouTube, and my girlfriend be doing it all the time. Be over her house when she be doing it. I said, "Well, what'd your girlfriend learn?" So she went to school and stuff. Okay, then you need to take your black ass to school too.
Right.
You wanna go fucking around with somebody's eyes and shit because you
Yeah,
watch it on YouTube and you still beside your girlfriend.
because people don't understand it's so much more to just being able to do something, but you have to know the components of it. Like, for instance, you got to know health wise what can happen if you do it wrong. That's you got to be able to know the law, protect yourself from lawsuits. You have to know it's different, um, you know, styles or different ways that it's done, and like you have to learn. And you
Yeah.
have to always be uh learning because look at us when we started doing this radio show. It was, you know, if things was one way, and then podcasting has evolved so much from then that is completely different now. So you have to always be willing to learn, and evolve. Um, but if I had to give advice to someone, I would just basically let them know that it's your journey. Your journey is your journey. You will meet people throughout that journey. Some will be good, some will be bad. But you got to take every experience in and learn from them. Um, don't let anybody else tell your story or paint the picture that they want to paint of you. You have to live your truth. And things will happen for you in life, um, based on the time, the commitment that you put into it, and then you control it. You can let go who you want to let go. You know, you can alter things according to how you see fit. But you have to depend on you before you depend on anybody else. Your happiness is your responsibility. Other people can add to it, but you're the most important person in that journey. So,
Well said. Let's look at you being all
Trina said Hakim
inspirational.
shitting on folks' dreams. Letitia said men who bash women wear tampons. Um, okay. Jojo Red said I agree with childhood trauma. It ruins everything. Maisha says, "Yep, you got to fix your mind out here."
Yeah, and I think that statement alone is one of the most important parts. You got to fix your minds out here. And
Hmm.
I'm not shitting on people's dreams. I just want people to be more realistic. And Janet Jackson says multiple streams of income. Um, yeah, listen, let me say this. I am all for multiple streams of income. And I say that as a person who practices that every day when I wake up and I go to sleep. But I've been doing that for almost 30 years. Everybody can't do the multiple streams of income, especially when you ain't get that one thing locked down. Some people out here are serial entrepreneurs. Now, that is a good thing, and it's also a bad thing. You got your hands in 5 cookie jars, cookie crumbs all over the place. But show me one thing where you saw that you got your initial investment back.
Yeah.
And if you and anybody that knows me, this is I tell all my clients this. I think that's a bad idea. You fucking with that when that and over there ain't working. We ain't made no money over there yet, and you want to jump over here because what happens
Yeah.
is you're spinning plates. You're spinning plates. You're that fucking circus act where there's a bunch of plates on the stick. Ain't nobody got to sit down and eat because you spinning the plates. Concentrate and focus on one thing at a time. And when that thing is fruitful and you're able to do the things you want to do, you hit your goals, then you start the next thing. But what good is five
Yeah.
LLCs when you ain't got one making you money?
Yeah. You got to be able to put all the things that you choose to do. You got to be able to put in that time and that work into it. You know, um, you got to get it off the ground and get it going before it can start just generating money on its own without you having to, spend so much time into it. But you still got to be able to check on it even then. And so, you know, multiple
Yeah.
streams of income is good when it's coming in consistent, not when you're pouring so much into it and not getting it back. That's when it's a problem.
Hmm. Exactly. And I'm a big fan of that. And I love people who have multiple streams of income. And there's at least 4 of them online tonight. And you all know when y'all were trying to do these multiple things, if you ain't got the first step fixed and you came to me with step 2, I'm gonna look at you like you're crazy. There's rules to this shit. There are rules to everything. You got to do the science. You just can't just jump around because at the end of the day, you look at your debt, you'd increase more debt because you made more investments. And you're
Yeah.
just investing and pouring money into projects and ain't nothing returned back to you yet. You're not an entrepreneur, you're just busy. And being busy is okay, but I'd rather be productive than busy. That's
Right.
just me. That's just me. Um, all right. Here's my question for you, Queen. Uh,
Okay.
do you think do you think black podcasters should come together more?
Absolutely. I'm big on uh, networking and combining and working together, especially when if you have 10 people trying to put that same message out, you know, if you band those people together, you're gonna reach more people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Plus, different podcasters might have different things they have to offer to that one cause or that one topic. So everybody can have the same end goal and the same message, but just different ways to get it out there. And because everybody don't learn the same, everybody don't hear the same. So if you got 10 different people getting that same message out in 10 different ways, one of those ways is bound to click with someone, you know. But
Yeah.
I absolutely do think that is strength in numbers and that um, you can reach a whole lot more people. It shouldn't always be the caddy, the drama, the back and forth, because when it all boils down to it, everybody want to be heard. So that gives the opportunity for everybody to be heard. Come together, collaborate, do it respectfully, um, and stick to the goal is to get that
Mhm.
message out there.
Yeah, and I think you're absolutely right. Um, these these podcasters, the big ones. eh, First of all, just for those of you who don't know, podcast is the new music business. Um, by this time next year, everywhere you get your music, you'll be able to get podcasts in the same spot. It's 90% there now. It'll be 100% there by next year. And the same shitty deals that the music industry is giving out, podcasting is giving out. That's why you got to really take this business seriously. You have to really connect with people because your audience is how you thrive and become successful and be able to take care of yourself off of your hard work. Um, and the big podcasters, some of them link up, and then some of them beef with each other, like it's hip hop and shit. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Charlemagne and them shooting shots at other people, and other people shooting shots at this guy. Last year they called it Pod Wars, right?
Mm, mm, mm.
It was like Gillian Wallow versus Joe Buttons. Then they pieced it up. Joe Buttons went on their show. Then you had Joe Buttons and goddamn Charlemagne shooting shots at each other. Then DJ Academics and Charlemagne. It's dudes who are millionaires doing what we're doing now and making millions off of it are beefing and shooting shots at each other. And then you got the smaller podcasts who are coming together, who are saying, "Hey, let's, you know, for instance, check out Roots Picnic every year. They make sure they give a certain amount of hours per day because it's like a 2 or 3 day event. They give out enough time for podcasters to come in and get their shit off for about 1 or 2 hours. We need to be doing that. We got Janet Jackson from Shoebox Talk, owner of HubNet Online, listening to us right now. We got Auntie Sugar from Sweet Talk with Auntie Sugar listening right now.
Yes.
These are the things that I ain't just sitting there banging my gums. I'm trying to make this shit happen. You were listening in on Sweet Talk with Auntie Sugar last night when we did the show. Like we're networking and we're all coming together. And you know, when I look at everybody who's commenting in the chat tonight, and everyone's a business owner.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like our people know how to come together. Our people know how to, connect and do things. I just want to see black podcasters do it more because there's so many big old bags out there waiting for us, and I know we can get to them, but we're going to do it together.
Yeah. And those people just gotta have the same way of thinking. I always said, I've been saying this since I first started this show. Because remember, I used to have business owners, entrepreneurs, um, just everybody come up all the time and shout their business out and promote and kind of get, talk about themselves a little bit, and you know, just to have that type of platform um, that they didn't have. We had all type of guests on here. I'm all about everybody coming together and doing things because I mean it's a big world out here. It's enough for everybody, you know, to be able to get their show or their platform or their business where it needs to be. And gotta
Hmm.
gotta network, gotta build
Hmm.
those business relationships and stuff. You know.
Yep, I agree. Hey, you got any more questions for me?
Hmm. Okay, we talked about life, so now, oh my God, this the taboo question, or are we gonna get some questions that you have, you know, for the sex part of it?
Okay.
Cause y'all can act like sex is not important. Hey, Hezzy Rockefeller,
Hey, what's
y'all,
going on, Hezzy?
y'all can act like see, it's so many different components to a relationship, and the problem is some people focus on some parts and not the other parts. And I believe that they're all just equally important, you know. Um, so
Shout out
you
to
got
Auntie Sugar listening in over on YouTube. Hey, how you doing? Says
hey, Auntie
congratulations.
Sugar.
Thank you so much.
Auntie
Thank you so
Sugar. I see. I see. I had YouTube open today. You
much.
know. You know.
um. Okay. So is it my turn? Your turn? What are we doing? Because
Um.
I got like two more life questions before we
Oh.
get to the
Oh.
smutty side of things.
Okay. You can hit me. Go ahead.
Okay. Um. What is your favorite black issue that we covered on this show over the last 7 years?
Um. Ah, my favorite black issue. See, I like when we had covered the injustice system episode that we did.
Mm,
Um, and the reason why I enjoyed that show because even though we were able to talk about different injustice that us as a people do go through, it wasn't a bashing session. It was a accountability. It was these are the issues. Now, what we gonna do about it? It was so what can we do, on our side, our part of it. And when it happens to us, when we see it, um, what we can do to avoid it, because sometimes people be part of the problem, you know. And we was able to really sit and have that conversation and point out some things and give some advice and just talk about a real life thing that affects us, you know. Things that we got to worry about all the time because it's not just men going through it; it's women going through it, young, old. We have family, we have sons and daughters that we want to be able to grow up and live their life and not be subjected to certain experiences that's damaging. Um,
hmm
that was one of them, and the other one is when we talk about um, mental health and making sure that we have our minds right, like our mental is right, how we emotionally deal with things, how mentally mature we are, because that just doesn't just affect the individual, it affects everybody that's around them. You know, we've given out numbers for suicide hotline. We've given out websites people can go to, and we are always been an advocate for people to go out there, no matter how big or little someone else may think it is. If it affects you, go have that conversation with somebody so you can get to the root of it because everything is not so surface like people think. Okay, she always got an attitude. Why do she always got an attitude? He's always angry. Why is he always angry? Okay, so you got this female that always got an attitude and this man that's always angry come together and now they having kids. What effect do you think it's going to have on those children? So let those people get the help that they need so it won't repeat the cycle.
Right.
So don't get me started, Hakim, when it comes to mental health now.
Yeah.
You know.
For me, all the black issues, I love them all one and the same. Everything from black economics, um, our series we did on the state of Black America, of
Mhm.
course the criminal justice system, social justice topics we talked about. I know we went crazy with it in 2018. We were blacking it black.
Exactly.
Um, and
Yes.
our conversations about like business were some of my shit. I mean, we stop and we think about. I'll save that part to the end. Let me keep going. Yeah,
Okay.
all our black issues that we covered over the years. It's been fun, and it makes me want to go even harder.
Yeah. It's all about empowering and educating and you know, bringing things, to the light and seeing what we can do about it. It's all about growth, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, I got another one for you. What is the main issue you want to tackle in regards to the black community this year?
I think it all stems from unity. I think we are too divided, whether it's black men against black women, and vice versa, or if it's, you know, to parenthood. I just think we so divided. And every time we turn around, if it's not us against each, like we're, it's crazy because we have to deal with, we getting it from all sides. We getting it from others, and we getting it within our own community. So I think that is the main thing that we really have to deal with, is the unity, to have each other's back and building each other's up and holding each other accountable, and just, fixing things as a whole. Because I said it time and time again on this show, we can't keep trying to tell nobody else how to treat us if we don't know how to treat each other,
Mm.
you know. So I think that's the biggest thing, because I think a lot of things will fall in line if a lot of people didn't have that crab in a barrel mentality, or people were so selfish and for self, and if it ain't affecting them in that present time, they don't care about it. But then when it happens to them, they want everybody to care. Just the way that we moving sometimes is just like, I just be shaking my head, you
Yeah.
know. Um, so that's for me. It's just unity, coming together and getting it together and doing right. Teach others what you learn.
Yep.
Be willing to be teachable. Listen,
Good Lord.
it's just
That part. That last couple lines you just said. Whew. The inability to be teachable is one of the biggest anchors and albatrosses you can carry. When you are so dead set on being right, when you clearly are wrong, when you are so dead set on putting yourself first instead of the mission or the goal,
mhm,
you look at where you're at. How is it helping you? How far have you gone? You ain't gonna get far being a crab. And
right,
a lot of our people are crabs. And don't get me wrong. And I know the crab mentality is there's some social ills and some structural racism and shit like that creates those things. But in the realm of accountability, it is your job to fix shit. It is your job to address the things that are wrong within yourself, within your household, with your children, with your goddamn everything that's in you and around you. You have to work out. Some stuff you may not have no control over, but the things you do have control over, you get to work and you fix it and you make sure that it's right and exact.
right,
Stop blaming everybody. Stop getting mad at Joe Biden because bread is fucking $3 4. Stop getting mad at this person. Stop yelling at the TV. Stop blaming this person. Stop blaming the church because they ain't doing enough. What you do in your community?
right. Everybody else to blame except for, like, we have to look within ourselves and see how are we contributing to the problem or the solution. Because if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you have to find if you truly believe in the idea of a strong, intelligent black community, then you should be doing your part to make that happen. You
Hmm.
complain about these kids, this generation. Okay, how many members of this generation are you actually working with? Or are you trying to help? Or you being a mentor to? because I'm at 6 right now, and I'm doing that half crippled and crazy.
Yeah.
So it's because I gotta hold my shit accountable because I fall short a lot. But you know me, when I get through what I'm going through, I'll be right back.
Yep. Yeah.
And we have to get to the point where we're going, okay, this thing about me is not productive. I need to fix that. The way I'm moving right now is not productive to the overall goal. We got to be able to say that about ourselves. We got to look at that person in the mirror and be able to do something we call power and refinement. You got to have the power to refine yourself. It means you got to get out all your bullshit. It's the molasses effect. Sugar ain't white as brown. It turns white after you pull all the nutrients out of it. Right?
Yeah.
And what do they do with all the nutrients? They bottle it up and sell it separately. That's your molasses. Be the molasses. Get all that bullshit out your system. And do what you're supposed to do. All right. Enough of this positive shit. Let's get to the smut.
Yeah.
Hold on, a little bit of housekeeping. Instagram, we're losing you. We've been on air for about an hour now, so we're going to lose you. If you want to continue on with the show, you can go over to Queen Vibes Reality Talk over on YouTube, or Queen Vibes Reality Talk on Facebook to continue the conversation. We thank you for joining us. We hope to see you over there now.
All right.
All right. So, all right. So you got some smutty buddies? Smutty buddy question?
I mean, okay. Advice sexually, because I know my advice. I'm the sexpert. This is what I do. But for Hakim, and I heard you over there on at Auntie Sugar's yesterday, kind of like a pimp.
I don't know what you talking about. I can neither confirm or deny.
Look, y'all tune in over there on Wednesdays. Y'all gonna hear some stuff. But anyway, okay. So all right. When it comes to sex, what do you think is um the downfall, the issue when it comes, you know, the issues people have when it comes to sex in their relationships?
Not knowing enough about each other.
Oh, that's
Not knowing enough about each other to please each other.
that's the right sis.
Y'all jumped into it. Y'all don't know how to get relationships right. So all right, you ain't got yourself right. So I already know you ain't fucking right. Some of you don't even know what love is. Love is, and you say it 50 times a day, and have no clue how the fuck this shit works. You don't got the basics down. You didn't court. You didn't do all the shit you're supposed to do. You didn't even take the time to get to know each other. So I know goddamn well y'all ain't having the best sex possible. Y'all just friction. That's all it is. Bunch of goddamn shit bumping into each other until somebody comes. And usually it's the brothers and the sisters is looking like I need a little more dick, bro. So yeah, it's that's the challenge. We have to do better at learning ourselves, listening to our partners, being unapologetically open about our desires, wants, and needs. And when something don't feel right, say something. Don't sit
Right.
there with a person for 6 months and they ain't licking on your body parts the way you like them to, and you don't say nothing. Because at that point, you don't deserve to be busting no nuts. You too stupid to be getting orgasms. You don't deserve them.
Right.
If you sitting there
Um,
hopping up and down on somebody and you don't and it don't feel right, you're not enjoying yourself and you're not saying shit, fuck out of here. Go get yourself a goddamn one of them zucchinis, the thick ones, out of the goddamn produce junction and go home and have a good goddamn time.
it's not the produce.
You might as well.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. People aren't people. First of all, people think they got the blueprint. They just think that just because your last mate thought that you was the sweetest thing since sugar, that the next person is gonna be the same. Stop going in there talking that big dog shit, and you coming across a different breed. That little that little rabbit little pounce that you was doing with old girl might not work with this one. You know what I'm saying? You have to learn, explore body language, you know, communicate. Also, like Hakim said, be open what you into. There's two parts to that. Be open what you're into, you know, and find somebody that's into those things. Because some of y'all be trying to be into some things you're not really into to be pleasing somebody else.
Mm.
So now you stuck sitting here trying to do something that you're really not into, and that's that, or you really don't like to please that person. So y'all chicks out here, everybody want to be, everybody want to be bi and trying to agree to a threesome because your man want it, and then when you got to actually perform, you acting like a cat licking milk because that's not your thing, and it's okay. If it's not your
Yeah.
thing, it's not your thing. But stop sitting here jumping into stuff that you're not really okay with to please somebody else. You know, um, and you not happy.
Cat drinking, cat licking milk.
I'm, so that's all right.
I could not agree more. I am 100% in agreement with you. This is a weird time. Sex has become a challenge.
So on social media,
It's
tell
become
them
a
that this is
challenge.
in. They want to go run and do it.
Yeah, yeah. It's we don't we're not doing it with the thought of I want to please my mate anymore. We're doing it because we're horny and we just need to get our shit off, and and some of us are doing it because we feel like we're obligated.
So that'll be that'll never be me. I ain't out there to do shit. I'm
I
not.
gotta,
I'm not agreeing with nothing that I'm not okay with. Um,
yeah,
I am not a child. You cannot peer pressure me. And like me, I may be into some things that somebody else not into. If you're not into it, hey, I'm not going to force you. I'm not going to beg you to be into it or nothing. But I always, and I stand by it. I would rather have a non-existing sex life than have a boring or unfulfilling sex life. I don't know why people feel the need to pressure people into doing certain things. When somebody is pressured to do something, or somebody's just doing it just to save face, they're not fully into it, or if they're not really ready or open to it, they're not going to get the full experience. So if they're not getting the full experience, you're definitely not going to get the full experience because you know what it's like,
yep,
and you have these expectations. You know how it's supposed to be, and just jumping into everything so fast.
yeah. And then I guess I guess what it is the idea of patience is old school thinking. I've been told. Nobody ain't doing that no more. We do what we feel. If you feel like that's what we want to do, that's what we're gonna do.
Mm,
Okay. You keep moving around like that. You keep up with that ridiculous philosophy,
man, somebody
and I'm not
clinic.
judging anybody. Yeah, I'm not judging anybody. But let's say, just for argument's sake, that they're wearing condoms each time. They're protecting themselves. How much body energy do you need before you realize that your way of doing things is not the right way for you to do things? Especially when the results keep coming back the same as, okay, I feel like I'm giving myself away to people who don't deserve me. Right? I hear that all the fucking time
Mhm.
from women. And I'm going, well, sit your ass still. Like shout out to Auntie Shika. She said she recommends the rose. Yeah, some of y'all need to get a toy, because especially women, y'all don't. The plumbing is different. We can Pornhub in a fucking in a old sock, and we happy. We going to sleep. y'all, shit. But I'm telling you, them zucchinis and cucumbers, you better go grab you one instead of hopping up and down on these goofy ass niggas. So I don't know what to tell you. Um, but I do think that it's a lot of unfulfilled people out there. Um, and until you guys start reevaluating everything, your sex life, your how you're dating, all this, your interaction with the opposite sex, how you going about all of that shit? Because once you fix you and you change the way you think, everything around you changes. Sex is no different. Um,
Mhm.
okay, so all right, so I got something similar to that. Uh, do you think social media is creating more of these bad sex sections?
Do I think they're creating the bad sex sessions? Well,
Yeah.
well, yeah, because they just, I mean, because somebody see it on social media now, all of a sudden they want to do it. They ain't do no research. They ain't do no planning for it. They ain't had no real conversations about it. Um, they're just being told like, oh, this is in. Oh, this is what everybody doing now. You know, and they just running with it. And the crazy thing about it is, it's not just the younger generation. That's the crazy thing to me. You know, so y'all just saying something and just, you know, just trying it. You ain't saying whether it's healthy to do, if you got the right person that you should be doing this stuff with. Uh, if you're doing it the right way, the safe way or not. Because yeah, I done seen some weird stuff. I used to see some weird stuff on my timeline, but like Hakim said, when you don't want to see something on your timeline, you remove it. Um, yeah. So I do. I'm sorry. I see the comments pop up. Was it Lachey King? Dudes be having crusty ass sock stash under the bed. Auntie Sugar said a sock. Wait, who said that? Katrina said if it's a challenge, then it's not for me. I know that's right.
Yeah.
But certain things is too
Uh,
much. If I gotta put all this extra energy into teaching somebody the basics, or you know, because when you're with the right person and you did your research and y'all learned each other, like stuff gonna start flowing. When it's not
mhm.
flowing and it seems like a
Yeah.
task and it's taking too much to get it started to and be ending too fast, then that's a problem. And I don't have time for it. You know.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think um, social media has exasperated all aspects of life, but especially sex. It made it too easy to get it, and some of the folks who are getting it ain't good at it, and it's polluting the pool. It's pissing in the pool. So if you're one of those casual daters, or you're one of those people who are looking for love or whatever cute little thing y'all calling it this month, and you link up with somebody, bad exchange, bad session. Okay, you give it a couple months, you link up with somebody else, go on a couple dates, have another bad sex session. By the end of the year, you done had 3 or 4 bad sex sessions, and these are all people you're meeting offline. That should tell you something.
Right.
It's too easy to get sex off of these platforms, and not everybody on these platforms know how to fuck. And let's be honest, even the ones that do, they still cannot do it right because they didn't take the time to get to know you. They just saw you
Let me
and
let
saw
me
that you got a fat ass.
right. Let me speak to the ladies real quick. Ladies, tune in real quick. I know y'all be loving them and y'all be caring about them, but stop lying to these men, making them seem like they the best in the world. Stop making it seem like because y'all like it because y'all in love. But then when y'all over and done with, and it's time for the next person, he coming in like he's King Tut, like he got it all figured out, and he don't need to be taught nothing because y'all lying to him. Y'all telling him he the biggest, he the best. Uh, Everything he do is just A's across the board, tens across the board, and he come into the next day doing that mediocre shit, and now the next person gotta be disappointed because you was in love, so you overlooked his shortcomings. And so
Yeah.
that's my public service announcement for you ladies for today. Think about the person after you, if it's going to be a person after you. Okay?
Hmm.
Mhm. Don't wait till he been doing the same thing. Y'all been together 5 years. He been doing the same thing for 5 years. So now it's like second nature to him. So that's gonna be his go-to move. And he really wasn't even pleasing. You just was so in love and want to hurt his feelings. And now, oh my God. And some of y'all guys be the worst in bed and be trying to cheat. So now you out here embarrassing your girlfriend because now the next person know that you getting some whack ass sex at
They
home
trying to
too.
they trying to get their reps up. They're trying to get their
Well,
reps in. They trying to get
so
better
but
at
now you just
it,
ain't
so they
got
got
one.
to practice.
So now your girl not just laughing at you, but the girl and your side chick laughing at you.
Hey,
'Cause when they find out
I,
about each other, they gonna talk about you.
that's fucked up.
They gonna talk about you. Mm-mm-mm.
Well, let me ask you this: um, is there a sex topic that you think? What sex topic would you love to bring a guest in on?
Um, that I would want to bring a guest in on sex topic. Ah, you mean like an
Or
expert, or just like a group of us just sitting
yeah,
around, just
yeah, like an expert.
an expert? Um, could you? I mean, because even though I think it's common sense, a lot of people have this. A lot of people don't understand that a lot of the things that most of the things that gets a woman aroused, those same points get a man aroused too. Um,
Hmm.
So I will want to talk about that. And I also want to talk about what people get confused. What's gay and what's not gay.
So you want to bring in a gay guy? What do you?
No, what I mean is no. No, because
That's
you know what it is. Certain stuff that I may not be into, but I still
yeah,
won't consider gay if a guy does it,
yeah.
or get it done because, gay is in whom you do it with, not the act that you do.
Gotcha.
Um, so when you had that conversation about what people are into, some people don't say what they're into with the fear of being judged.
Yep.
So some guys are into some things, but when a woman started looking at them sideways, and she started thinking about him differently, that's going to change how he opens up
Mhm.
to other people along the line. So if people can sit and listen to experts and people who specialize in this to kind of understand and hear it from somebody else and not social media, not your girlfriend down the street, not your homeboy at the court, like really listen and have those conversations and don't shame people kinks, and fetishes and stuff like that. They can explore and have so much more fun, and people can be able to um, do it without fearing of being judged or have to limit their sex life. Because if you're into something and you decide to be with somebody long term, marriage or whatever, and you're not getting that particular part from your mate, then you're being neglected in some type of way because it's something that you chose not to disclose or something that you might have said that you was into and it was just shut down, you know. And,
Mhm.
those relationships fell because of those things too. It's not just cheating and lying and because he ain't get no job or because she don't cook enough. It's other things that is the reason why relationships and marriages fail too.
Yeah. It could be finances. It could be just bad communications. Could be
Hmm.
anything.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, for me, I wouldn't mind us interviewing a porn star
Mm-hmm.
or talking to someone who's in the sex work community. Um, so yeah, I'm working on it.
I about to say, y'all hear that
Um,
out there?
you know,
That would be an
now mind
interesting
you,
show.
yeah, mind you, when we say sex worker does not mean someone walking down the street with their ass cheeks hanging out, um, selling ass on the side of the road. Sex worker is someone, you know, who is
We're not talking about the
occupying
girl that
certain
get.
spaces.
We're not talking
Yeah,
about the girl that get $40 for her services or the
yeah.
guy.
We
We're not talking
oh
about that.
hell no. We ain't talking to none of them $40 people. No thank you. No thank you. We high class up here. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't mind talking to someone who's into the business like that. Um, I'm working on it. I'm trying to pull some strings just so people can get a better understanding of what's it like, what the life is like, and that kind of stuff. Or maybe even a stripper or two or three.
Ooh.
Um, all right, it's your turn. You got any questions for me?
Let's see. Um, this is more personal.
Oh, all
Um,
right. Okay. Oh shit.
um, okay. So is it anything that this is like business wise? Is it anything that's new that you want to get into that you because your wheels is always kind of going. Is there anything new that you've thought about getting into or? Maybe in the future.
Yeah, I'm actually working on it. It's something I made a decision back last year. Um, those who really know me, I love music. Um,
Hmm.
I love music management. I love listening to artists. I love coming up with marketing concepts for artists. Sometimes it can be stressful. Um, but I love the idea of an artist writes a song, they go to the studio, they lay it down, they selected their beat, and they call me and say, "I want you to hear this new, no one's ever heard it yet. What do you think?" I love that feeling that they trust me that much. Whether it's R&B, whether it's hip hop, um, I want to launch a online radio station, not just a show.
Mm.
I want music playing. I want shows like this one up there. I want to create or be a part of something very big, giving independent artists a platform where we're not relying on terrestrial radio. And what I mean by terrestrial radio, we're talking about FM. I don't want to rely on satellite radio because everyone doesn't use satellite, right?
Hmm.
I I like using apps for music, but I'm in the management business, so I see what Spotify pays artists. I know how many times a song needs to get played for you to make $100. It ain't pretty.
Mm.
They're fucking people over. It drives me crazy to hear what's going on with MB with Universal Music Group and TikTok. Where pretty much 70% of the music catalog is gone now. The Drakes, the Little Waynes, the some of your favorite artists aren't on TikTok anymore because the parent company of their labels couldn't work out a deal with TikTok. I don't
Mm.
want to. I want to come up with another option. I want to be able to play independent artists, and every time I play them, they get paid, and I can be interviewing, or we could be interviewing. We can have our podcasts up there, and our podcasts are able to play licensed music. Those are the things those are the big goals that I want to be a part of. That is like music is something personal to me,
Hmm.
you know. So that's the one thing I want to get my claws in. I was this close just about 4 months ago. I was this close. I was a goddamn coochie hair short from running my own, from running I don't want to say my own, a online radio station, and things just didn't work out. So,
It's
but
gonna
I
come.
I
It's
love
gonna
it.
happen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I already have a partner who's shares the same philosophies, and we're gonna get this done. So, and again, you also and I think coming into a close second and almost a tie is the increase. I want to increase my presence in Black media. If you listen to this show, I preach Black media.
Hmm.
It's important for us to have our own voice, tell our own stories, and have conversations that matter to us, and not rely on the other folks. So
Yeah, because the quality of news has went down. Um, the standards for media coverage has went down.
yeah, yep. Because at this point, we're realistically watching certain news networks because we're a fan of the characters. We're a fan of the talking heads. But what we got to understand is, I love MSNBC. I barely like CNN. Fox, I would rather eat a dead dog's ass with with hot pepper seeds on it before I fucking watch that garbage. But I will watch Democracy Now. I will watch C-SPAN, the stuff that don't have commercials, because I'm in broadcasting. Like I said, you're supposed to learn and study how things work.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the things that has commercials, you got to understand it's tailored and created in a format to make it digestible for the consumers of the advertisers.
Mm-hmm.
So you aren't going to always get the 100% truth. You're going to get a watered down version of it, or you're either going to get a lie, one or the other. I'd rather go to where a reporter is actually pounding the pavement and there's no commercials. He's going to say, yeah, this person fucked up, or this person did a good thing. That's I try to keep it balanced. That way I'm always looking at everything from a 360 perspective. But most of all, I just want to be I want to create more black media. This is black media, what we're doing right now. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, those are my things. What about you? What are those big things you trying to do?
Um, I mean, I thought about writing a book. I mean, I have been asked to. I'm debating about it. I want to be able to give, um, the time and commitment. I want to be able to put the time in and be committed to it. Um, before I, dive into it. Um, and a little bit of acting, some plus size modeling. I'm open to it. Um, I've gotten a acting coach, so I'm trying to learn. Like you said, I'm trying to learn first. Because me, I'm a firm believer. Like I need to learn, get as much information I can about things before I decide. Like, okay, this is what I want to do, because I know that you know things be you have to be committed. You got to go all in for some things. So those are some of the things. I mean, other than adding more stuff to this show, like more you know media coverage, maybe of events, or um video interviews, or adding a segment to the YouTube channel,
Hmm.
advice segment, you know but me, I am just open to whatever comes my way, um where I can expand and do some things and collaborate with people and stuff like that.
Right. Network will increase your net worth.
I hear that.
Um, all right, I had one more sex question. I know we've been on for a while now. What was your favorite sex topic over the years?
You see, I don't think I have a particular sex topic. I just love the Q&As, because I just never know what I'm gonna get, because I don't know what's gonna be asked. I'm hearing it for the first time as you're reading it. So it's more like it's just so raw, my natural reaction. And I never know what the question is going to be, and people never know what my response is going to be. So I think that's you know the best topic is the questions, not necessarily one particular thing, because they never disappoint. They never
Yeah.
disappoint at all. Um, so and then we've had our confessions. Along with the
Mm-hmm.
questions is the confession. Cause whoo,
Mm-hmm.
You're like,
Yeah,
oh, mm,
the slutty confession shows. I think we only did two of those over the years, and those were home runs, and those are my favorites. Because some of y'all, woo lord, man, sheesh.
yeah. Mm.
But
Yeah, we still waiting for a couple of follow-ups from some of y'all folks. That's because y'all asked for the advice. And we want to know how it worked out with some of these things.
hmm all right, I got my last question of the night, and I think you kind of answered it already a little bit, but I want you to. I guess I'm going to ask it directly. What is the one big podcast goal you have for 2024?
Um, but yeah, I mean, I want to do the advice segments. That's important to me. We give advice all the time on air, off air. I'm always giving advice. And I want to do more. Well, I want to do not more, but I want to start like roundtables. You know, get Auntie Sugar up here, get Janet Jackson up here. You
Mm,
know, some of our fellow long time. Oh, some of y'all been listening for 7 years. Get some of y'all long time listeners up here.
yep.
Um, and have a conversation about some things. I love to pick people brains. I love to see what people feel about certain things. Um, I just, I mean, the mind, sociology, psychology, all those things is like a big deal for me. I'm so into it because, I mean, I like to know what was going on, in people's minds and what they feel and why they feel it, not just what they feel, but why they feel it. And I just think that um, people seeing things from different perspectives, it would be a great time.
hmm Yeah, I would love. For me, I would love to definitely do some roundtables. Um, make it a periodic thing, or we'll figure out something more special guests. Um, definitely more music.
Yeah, I miss those
uh,
shows too. You know,
yeah, and we'll definitely got to get back to that.
that's right. Putting
Um,
in work. I'm gonna get on y'all every time we talk about music.
yeah, and they're making their rounds. They're doing interviews. They got a bunch of projects coming up, so we'll definitely have them on soon. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely we definitely got to get back to that. This show, this network was founded on those principles: sex life, relationships, and guests, and talking to the many people out there. You know,
Yeah,
man, we talk to a lot of people when you think about it,
I know.
especially,
We have just
especially
on Blog Talk, we got like 318 episodes or something like that just on Blog Talk. That's not including since we moved to this new platform.
hmm
Um, you
yeah,
know.
yep.
Mm-mm-mm.
This is a milestone, and I'm very, very, very appreciative. We've talked to producers, we've talked to people from Love and Hip Hop, uh,
Comedians.
comedians. What was his name? Chicken Wing. Um,
Yeah. Uh,
Mike Epps' homie. We talked to Cardi B's former producer. Um,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. We a lot. We Jennifer Fouché, love her
Yes.
to death.
Yes. Hope
We've
we get her back
Yeah,
soon.
yeah. She's working on quite a few things. So I'm gonna have a conversation with her. We're gonna need her to come back. But yeah, we talked to actor Chico Beanie Man. Well, he came up 3 times probably.
Yep.
You know, um, we
Yep.
talked to actors, actresses. We've talked to authors.
Mm-hmm.
No, ooh, a whole bunch of business
Shout
owners and
out to
entrepreneurs. You know,
yeah, man. Yeah. This show has been a blessing for me. You know, we've talked to Nazia Adeyemi,
yeah,
author. Talked to Everything Tashi about her
yeah,
business. I think we talked to her 2 different times when she went through 2 different phases of her business. We've had Janet Jackson up here a few times.
yeah.
Um, I mean, it has been quite the trip, and I want to publicly thank you for one tolerating me and my many issues.
Mhm,
We have took a little bit of time off, came back, took time off again, came back, and it was usually because of me. It was all because of me. Let me be honest.
mhm.
Um, but yeah, and I appreciate it, and yeah, this has been a hell of a ride, and
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate you too. You do so much behind the scenes. Um, it's not just a matter of clicking a button and we just doing it. The great thing I love about
yeah,
the show is not scripted.
no,
We just talk, but I mean, you're producing, you're putting together flyers, you're promoting, you are keeping me on top of my other things when I say I want to do things, new added to the business. It's just, I mean, and it's like all my businesses. You are the go-to person. You tell me when to sit the hell down. You tell me when to kick up. You know, So
I'm
it's I kidnapped you so early on, like within my first month. You was supportive. You was coming to every show. You was jumping on, joining the conversation. Um, and I was like, oh, mm-mm. Oh, and I think I announced. No, I know for sure. I announced that you were part of the show, um, live on air, and you found out when everybody else found out.
That's oh shit. Wait a minute. I thought I was just doing behind the scenes work. What the hell?
Oh,
But I'm
okay.
glad you did, and it is it. You not only have you allowed me a chance to flex my muscles in this space, um, but you welcome people who I managed, or people who I'm in business with, and I appreciate that. I really do.
But
So
it's all love.
yeah,
It's
I
all love.
appreciate it. Man, you got me all emotional and shit. All right, hold
Listen,
on. Get myself together here.
hey, we got
But
some comments.
yeah, let's get to some of these comments.
Mm.
I'll put them up on the screen. All right, let's see. Auntie Sugar. It's a challenge because we aren't getting any. Okay, my sex life doesn't exist. Oh shit. I don't know what these little things
I think
are
Sugar
here.
going,
So
she going in on YouTube.
yeah, give me a little. I don't know what you're talking about. I won't tell
Tell
nobody.
nobody. It's the socks. It's the whole bunch of socks emojis. Not the go-to move. Okay. And then we have Auntie Sugar. You jumping platforms, right?
Yeah. Please stop
Mhm.
lying to these men.
Yeah, please don't stop. Stop letting them know. Stop making them think that they got it like that. They not.
Not the go-to move. All right, I saw the be honest when you had your question for me, and then Letish Banks. I love this. She popped that up where we were talking about what we want to do in the future.
I'm looking forward
So
to it.
I love that idea. Yeah.
And thanks for the
Um.
happy anniversary from Lady Run.
Yes, indeed.
Time
Appreciate you.
flies.
Appreciate you.
Time
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Um. Since we switched this platform, we lost. Some of our listeners. We're still hoping to get some of you back. Um. But for the OGs who've been rocking out, Cat Collins, Tish Banks, Lady
Mhm.
Wren, Jojo Reds, uh,
Yeah,
Miss Dopeness. Um,
Bio Styles.
yep, Zio Styles, we appreciate you. Um, yeah, and the new people who've been rocking with us now, we appreciate y'all too.
Yeah, just keep it coming. Uh, Share, invite people. Go to the pages, click invite,
Yep.
and invite all, and just whoever jump on, jump on. Um, just the invite is appreciated. If you see our show going live, just share it, or share our pages and stuff. That's all is appreciated.
Yes, indeed.
And they just rocking out, and they and when I see the listens that we have for so long, it's like this is one of the reasons why I do this, because some people look forward to what we're gonna say, what we're gonna do, what we're gonna talk about. It's appreciated, you
Hmm.
know.
Yep. Well, this has been a great show.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know what we're talking about next week, but stay tuned.
We'll let you guys know.
We will try to get. I'm going to try to. I'm trying to get my schedule to a point where I'm getting everyone content out early, so everyone could so the fans could know what's coming out early for everyone.
Right.
So, but yeah, we appreciate y'all. All right, Queen. Old man gotta go big. Bedtime.
Okay. Thanks everybody for rocking out with us. It's appreciated. Um, this has been this is the conclusion of Queen Vibes Reality Talk 7-year anniversary show. I'm looking forward to much more that we have in store, and all advice, is welcome. This is a show for the people. Um, so we're open here. I want to thank you again, Hakim, for this long 7-year stretch, and I'm looking forward to many more years. And
Same
so
here.
that concludes
Same
our
here.
show for tonight. Until next time, good night, everybody.
Peace, y'all.